Why play Rengar Jungle? Well, he's incredibly fun to play. His single target burst damage is insane, he can basically guarantee a squishy's death, and he has brilliant outplay potential. However, he is underwhelming before level 6, and he's not great at killing tanks. Rengar has a number of passives. Firstly, he keeps a trophy from each unique takedown, which will permanently increase his attack damage. When he's killed all 5 enemies at least once, he gains 25% increased attack damage. Secondly, whenever he uses a non-ultimate ability, he gains a stack of ferocity. At 4 ferocity, he empowers his next non-ultimate ability, giving it additional effects, and giving himself a burst of movement speed. It's also good to note that the empowered ability does not share a cooldown with the regular ability, and Rengar's final and most important passive is when he's in a brush, he's able to leap onto an enemy. Rengar's Q is an auto attack reset, which makes his next attack deal additional damage and makes his next 2 attacks gain additional attack speed. When enhanced, the attack deals even more damage and he gains a large amount of attack speed for 5 seconds. Rengar's W deals damage in a small circle around him, and he restores 50% of the damage taken in the last 1.5 seconds. The enhanced version does the same, however deals slightly more damage and cleanses all CC effects. This can even be used to get out of Malzahar ult, Warwick ult, and Mordekaiser ult. Rengar's E is a straight line seal shot which throws a bowler dealing damage and slowing the first enemy hit. The enhanced version deals slightly more damage and roots the enemy instead. Rengar's ultimate is simply amazing and terrifying. Upon use, after 2 seconds, Rengar enters camouflage for a long period of time. While active, he gains massive amounts of movement speed and vision of enemies in a much larger range, revealing them. Rengar can now leap onto an enemy without being in a brush, dealing a large amount of damage and shredding his target's armor. And upon attacking or using an ability, the ultimate is cancelled. Enemies do get a small indicator of an eye above their head when you get closer, but this is often not enough to keep them safe. For combos, start with ultimate and then use Q, and then immediately, as fast as you can, use E, then W, then your empowered Q. You can do this incredibly fast, and this is a silly amount of burst damage. For matchups, Rengar is great into any jungler that he can burst out. However, he can struggle against champions that will survive his burst before locking him down. For runes take this, more burst damage is always welcome. For build orders, start Blue Monster and Pot into tier 2 boots and a Duskblade. Following this, a Rav Hydra and Essence Reaver are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these. For skill orders, start Q, then W, then E before maxing Q, then E, then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, your go-to will be to full clear the jungle before contesting a Scuttle Crab. After this, you have 2 options. Firstly, you can back, buy and do another full clear, or you can look to impact a lane. When ganking, always consider the 3 main points of what CC does your team bring, what escapes does your enemy have, and where is the lane pushed to. However, before level 6, Rengar's ganks are not the best. So unless there's a very free gank, it's often better just to hard farm to level 6 to get that very easy gank. When you hit level 6, you're looking to get massive value from your ultimate. The best way to do this is to choose the vulnerable lane. Make sure your lane is in that lane, let your opponents push in, and then when you target that lane for a gank, you want to kill them and then get an objective afterwards as well for a massive snowball. Entering the mid game, you want to play a hard pick playstyle. Keep up aggressive wards, use ultimate to take out an isolated target and get a free objective. Entering the late game, Rengar is a beast as long as you play with your team and don't ult and run at your opponents by yourself. In a team fight, I cannot state enough, do not be your team's engage. Play the assassin role. Wait for a team fight to start, use your ultimate, and then basically for free, jump onto the enemy carry and just absolutely delete them. Duskblade makes you invisible and safe, allowing you to choose your next target.